Today I'm going to be talking about my videos that I've directed for Dierks Bentley, Warren Treaty, Parmalee and Blanco Brown, and also Britney Spencer. I just think music videos are one of the greatest art forms ever made. I'm biased. Hey, what's up? I'm Ed Pryor, and this is CMA to High Notes. And today we're talking about directing some of country music's biggest videos. I got started in video production originally by really just working with my friends in my hometown, Winchester, Tennessee. And we started just putting things on YouTube. This is maybe 11 years ago. I remember looking up and it was at 5,000 views and it was at 20,000. Next thing you know, we were multiple millions. It brought a lot of attention and visibility to what I was doing. I got my first budget from that. It was like $1,000 and that was like an astronomical amount of money for production, and I was kind of just like fake it till you make it, and wasn't really the most savvy about it. But once I saw how well that went and the client was really happy with the work that we turned in, I was like, maybe this is something I can pursue. When I first started, I didn't know there was a separation of jobs. So, I'd produce, I'd edit, I'd light. I did literally everything. I have a really strong hip hop background, and directors like Hype Williams, F. Gary Gray. I remember a Dr. Dre video for Keep Their Heads Ringing, and I had it on tape at the end of the Friday movie, and I would just like watch it till it was destroyed. All these different directors were some of the biggest inspirations because they were making things that were cool, and I wanted to make cool things. And a real signature kind of standout video for me is Parmalee featuring Blanco Brown, Just the Way. It was my first time being a part of a hit record. Being a part of a successful song, you kind of start to realize how many different types of eyeballs get put on your work. The casting for Just the Way, I was really involved in selecting the talent that we ended up going with. I looked through potentially 300 different submissions, and we would go to the agencies and then we would bounce around and ask friends and do a really grassroots approach, because as intentional as it was, we really wanted to feel unintentional, meaning everybody could see themselves in it. I wanted to be able to see my sister. I wanted my friends to be able to see their girlfriend or their daughters, and we just wanted everyday snapshot of reality kind of placed in that video. So for the Warren Treaty, That's How Love Is Made, when they sent me the song, it kind of blew my mind. It kind of teleported me to like being a kid and hearing the music that my mom and dad would play of these like iconic duos that you don't really see anymore, like Ashford and Simpson or Ike and Tina, or Sonny and Cher. And honestly, I just watched a ton of performances from those kind of iconic 70s, 80s duos and tried to see, if I could marry some of that timeless aesthetic with like some of the more modern things that I do. In this space, sometimes work can feel really like work. Michael and Tanya are people that make it feel like the opposite of that. Oftentimes, as directors, we can kind of get in the way with our ideas, and they're that type of group that, the less you do makes it better, because they're just that's true. They are that couple. They are truly in love, and it kind of resonates through the screen. Dierks Bentley Gone has got to be one of the largest endeavors creatively that I've ever been fortunate enough to put together. And then I want to make sure I give a huge shout out to Wes Edwards, and who co-directed with me. He had the really clever idea of the agency that I was with at the time to kind of bring in featured directors. There were so many minds. These are other directors now who have been bazillions of times nominated on their own, let alone what we did together. So we just had so many chefs in the kitchen, but we were all like friends. So I definitely want to give credit to Wes, because I think he kind of curated a space for us all to be like maximum creative, and also to Dierks for being willing enough to do some of these insane things. We shot sections in Kentucky, as well as a Western thing that we shot on location at a fake Western full with dusters and prop guns. We shot at Brooklyn Bowl, and this is actually before Brooklyn Bowl opens. And we find every corner of that building and we shoot a scene in it, from the stage to the kitchen where we had him deconstructing the bomb. We had the kung fu kind of blaxploitation scene up on the stairwell. We just kind of maximized everything we could, even the exterior where we did the cop chase scene. I think that location is just as important as many other things that we did in it, because it just allowed us to really have these unique things that no one had seen up to that point. I never expect any response to be big from projects that I work on. there's so many things outside of what we can control that have to happen. So anytime the response is as big as it was, I mean, you can only be thankful. When Gone, the video for Dierks Bentley, was nominated for CMA Video of the Year, you know, it was an incredible moment for all of us, really. And I know that it created opportunities, calls and conversations that normally wouldn't have happened, you know, had we not been fortunate enough to get that opportunity. Britney Spencer, Bigger Than the Song, is that's one of my best friends. So talking about this project is like talking about, you know, your friend playing in the Super Bowl or something. Like it's one of my favorite people to work with, and she's an incredible talent. Very special project to me. A lot of the conversations we had were just mostly about just her being a fan and wanting to show that, yes, I'm an artist, but like I want to show what got me to this point, the things I listen to. And from that, you just kind of go, well, where do you go find a collection of these things? And you know, we went from karaoke to all these different ideas, and we kind of landed ourselves in a vinyl store because we thought it was just a great way to have fun with it. And we used the dream lens, and this dream lens is something that just keeps a extremely shallow depth of field, so it kind of gives us this dreamlike state so that, you know, you're not sure of what you're seeing and you're hyper focused on the artist that you're looking at. It was just cool to create those different universes, and that they're present, that you can tell that, hey, you know, this dream state, she hopes to get to this one day. And the cool thing about Britney is almost like she's a magician, because she's literally manifested half the people that she mentioned in that song now. So, you know, maybe there's some truth to the art that we made. Adding a visual to a song to me is kind of almost how I fell in love with things the first time. And the idea that you can marry, you know, something that can affect you or make you feel deeper towards, you know, the audio of a song is like, I just think that's forever going to be impactful. The more ways that we're able to connect to the audience, which is ultimately what we're attempting to do, the better. And those were my high notes. I want to thank you for watching, and the CMA for having me. Make sure you like and subscribe for more. Make sure to tune into the YouTube. One more time, I'm going crazy with this.